Today we're going to be taking a look at a new product that I got from Airsoft. It is called the TRMR, which is Tactical Reloadable Maritime Ready Device. That's a mouthful. Just TRMR is what I'm going to say. During the video I'm going to refer to it as the grenade so I don't keep screwing up the acronym because I've done that a lot. Okay, it comes in this really interesting case, which is basically a little screw off the plastic. What you get inside is your little instruction book about the grenade, how to do it, how to deploy it, how to set it up, and the grenade itself. Now these come in black, OD green, and this blue. I figured everybody was grabbing OD green or black, so I grabbed the blue. And special thanks to Philip out there in Airsoft for sending me these extra inserts for my testing. Grenade is simplistic in design. The insert part where you put in the blank is on the bottom. Basically unscrews, and there's where you put your blank in. Now this one is set up for 209 shotgun shell primers. And inside you can see you have the pin that strikes. Now, for an example, this doesn't move at all. When you tighten it up to shoot it off, the red portion comes up on top here, and then this becomes loose, and as you can see, that pin moves in and out. I hope that translates on camera. To deploy the weapon, put in your charge, whether it be primer, 12 gauge, or 38. Tighten up. It's ready to go. You can drop it, do whatever you want with it. Nothing will happen. Then when you clockwise turn it, it becomes red, and then that's when it will go off. It's only 10 degrees out here. We've got 8 inches of snow, but the driveway's clear. So I might go out and do some testing on these. We're going to fire off 2 of each one just to see how they are. Also, over here, as you can see, I've got my 38 short revolver rounds, which have smoke in them. And then I have the regular 38 longer shells. We're going to see how each one of those works in the shell there and see what happens. One little gotcha I want to show you. On camera here, I didn't realize it until I actually tried to put the shells in it. I have 3 different kinds of 38 blanks. Now, all of these fit in my other blank firing grenade, but in this one, the 38 longs that I have, they slide in, but they're too long here. They stick up. The 38 blanks that I bought from Cheaper Than Dirt, they fit in my other blank firing grenade, but they've got this crimp on the top here. I don't know if you can see that. That bulges out a little bit, and they won't go in the shell. You can force them in, but I'll never get them out. The 38s I bought from the Perfect Shot, which are basically full load, half smoke, slide in there, not a problem. Now, I can either drill this out a little bit so that these other blanks will go in there, but you can't drill down anymore because I think it'll drill into this hole that's in there. So it's not that thick of a hole down inside there, so you don't want to go down anymore, even though I think these shells, they go all the way to the bottom there. This one would work probably. Yeah, that one, this one with this little rib on the end here would work. It's just that little bit tight. You know, I can force it and it starts in there, but then you have a heck of a time getting it out. So I don't know if I want to touch that with a drill bit, if I can even, and see if I can get it just a tad bigger so that these other shells that I have, which I have quite a few of them, will fit inside there. So let's get to the testing. We're going to be doing the test to start off with the 209 shotgun shell primers. Inserting the primer, tighten up the shell, and as you can see, it's not primed, so if you drop it, nothing happens. If by turning it clockwise, you prime the shell, it goes off. Reload, untwist to put it on safe, take out the insert, remove the primer, put your new primer back in, screw it fast, tight, good to go, arm, drop, good to go. Now we're going to be testing the 38 blanks that I have. Just an added note, I did take the Dremel and file this out a little inside, so now both the shorts and the shorts with the little lip on it fit in there perfectly. So we're going to start off with the 38 shorts that I've got from Perfect Shot. Screw on the insert, tighten it up, good to go. I'm going to show you just as well. Drop it, no explosion. Arm it, red comes up, shot goes off. Unscrew the insert, shell falls out, no problem. Put in a second one. Tighten it up. I had it. Didn't have it on safe that time. Always make sure to put it back on safe. Good to go. Arm it. Fire it off. Back on safe. Take out the insert. These two shells, the shorts, fall right out. Now we're going to put in these ones with the lip on them. They go in. You can see they fit in there. No problem. Tighten up. Arm the shell. Drop. A little bit louder retort on that one. Safe. Take out the insert. Now this one is probably not going to fall out. Then you take your little handy dandy screwdriver. It's got a little gap. You can just pop the shell right out. It's easy to get your fingers on and get that out. So you are going to have to carry some kind of little tool if you're using these ribbed shells. But normally the 38 blanks that I have in the description from Perfect Shot you'll be able to use without issue. Okay, put the shell back in, arm it, ready to go. That's 38 blanks. Now we're going to be doing the 12 gauge inserts. I have two different types of shells, a red one and a white one. The red is more supposed to be more sound, the white is supposed to be more smoke. Insert your shell, tighten up on your device, just to show again, it doesn't go off. Arm your shell. That is a more deep, robust sound. Make sure you put it on safe. This is another one where you might have to help the shell out a little bit. Insert your insert. Screw it fast. Arm your shell. Perfect going off each time. Back on safe. Using the 38 insert for testing. Insert the shell. Tighten the insert. Just to make sure that it's safe, drop it on its side. Drop it on the top. Nothing. Okay. We've been dropping them on the bottom. So I'm going to be testing 3 different drops. This one is going to be dropping on the side. Goes off no problem. Safe. Put in your new insert. Tighten. Take it off safe. Well, this is going to be dropping on the top. Fail. Drop it on the top again. Fail. Drop it on the top a 3rd time. This is actually tightened up, ready to go. It actually hit directly on the centerpiece. We're going to try, get a primer out. We're going to get another shell. And try a height test, dropping it, throwing it up in the air, and letting it land. No problem. And the last test we're going to try is, I'm going to come back behind the camera and throw this out in the frame. Off safe. Perfect. Here's final thoughts. Excellent explosions with the 12 gauge insert on the grenade. Pretty good execution. The one that comes with the grenade, the 209 primers, decent. You could even use them in a CQB environment. They're not that loud. I think they would actually work out pretty good. Really good with the Perfect Shot 38 shorts that I had, and the other 38s that I got, the shorts with the little gnarled tip, I had to use a screwdriver to get them out. All the other shells, the stuff popped right out. That's a good thing to note. I was able to get these rib shells in here after grinding a little bit, so that might be why they stick a little bit in there. I could probably take the Dremel tool and grind them out a little bit more and get these to slide in a little bit better. The only thing I would mention to JD Airsoft, if they're watching the video, is for the longer 38s that you have that are available, various different sizes, I would actually make the cut in here so it takes a little bit longer shell. I don't want to drill out anything in there because there's only a limited amount of like metal probably left in there. I might, to see if I could get the longer shells to fit, I'd like to be able to use these plastic coated shells that I have. I have quite a few of them. I actually even have some longer 38s metal ones as well I'd like to use with these. Other than that, that's the only negative thing I think about the whole grenade that, in trying it. It goes off when you hit the sides, it goes off when you hit the bottom, and it will go off if you hit directly on the top on the pin itself. One of the gotchas that you could see, there's a couple of dents and stuff on here. When it landed at an angle, it didn't seem to go off. Maybe it was just the way I was hitting, I'm not quite sure. But in the long test, if you were throwing at any distance or against a building or something like that, it's definitely going to go off every time. Very good shell. If you have a chance to pick one of these up for your team, pick one up. Like I said, these other inserts are available, and I even talked to Philip at JD Airsoft about making an offset one so we can use the 22 ram sets. That's the only other one from the whole group that I'd like to be able to try in here to see if it works. Again, a special thank to Philip at JD Airsoft for sending out the extra inserts so I could test them out. And I hope you enjoyed the video, and have a good day. just an addendum that I wanted to tell everyone about is I decided that, I'm going to try to grind this out a little bit more to make it so I can fit the longer shells in here. So what I did is I ground it, and I said, well, I got a bit that'll fit that, so I drilled it out. Big mistake, somewhat. The small shells both fit in, no problem anymore, still. And the extra long 380 or 38 longs that I had fit in there as well. They're a little tougher to get out because they spread out more inside the shell. But if you can see, it might be a little hard to focus on here, but this just destroyed this plastic shell going in there. So it was, even though it fit, when it goes off, it drives the shell inside instead of stopping it. I should have not drilled it all the way out and just left the shell where it was. It probably would have worked. My bad on that one. So now the plastic shells don't work. It's really not a big deal. The metal ones still work. That's all that's important. So if you're looking at this, Phil, yeah, I screwed up. I shouldn't have drilled that all the way out. You have a stopper at the bottom for a reason, so that the shell doesn't push all the way in. Alright, thanks. What the fuck was that?